Now, your 2023 Ironman Florida bike course. This one loop course is known to be flat and fast as it traverses the intercoastal waterways into Pine Log State Forest. But don't be surprised to face some rolling hills, although the elevation is not anything to write home about. As the day progresses, light winds will challenge you on your return to transition. Expect a fast bike split and be prepared to stay in your aero bars nearly the entire time, and that's where you will stay for the majority of your ride. Again, this is one loop and a couple of U-turns along the way. Count a total of 3 U-turns. What is your thoughts on the Ironman Florida bike course?
Yeah, now for this particular race, I chose this race to do myself because I had flat terrain to train on. And so you want to make sure, especially when you're about 12 weeks out, that you are riding your longer rides on flat terrain, which are specific to the Ironman course in your aero bars. You want your shoulders, neck, back to really get comfortable training on the bike with aero bars that you plan to train on. There is one little climb, which is you can't even tell. It's kind of like a false flat. And the year I did it, because we had this extreme headwind, it was quite challenging. And again, it added to the unexpected challenge of the Ironman Florida course is that wind. When it's windy and crosswindy and you're near the ocean, it feels that much worse because there's no protection from buildings or trees or anything like that. So you want to make sure you're really checking the weather and you're updated on what the forecast is going to be race day, because that may change the type of wheels that you use if it's going to be windy on that type of course. And it might just change how long you think you're going to be out there. For me, I know this for every headwind, generally for the most part, there's going to be a tailwind. And so even though this headwind was quite challenging mentally and physically, I just let myself maintain my rate of perceived effort that I planned to. And then when I got to the downhill section, we had this super fast tailwind and I just rode it and it was so much fun. So we had a tailwind most of the last 25-ish miles.
I think the key is there, you said, is to race your race at the effort that you trained at. Don't go any harder because it's a headwind, because you have that tailwind. The monotony of being in your aero bars for that long period of time is not typical because you don't have this many races that, let me double check here on they don't even have an elevation gain listed on this one because it's so low, is planning the day and being aware, maybe have a reminder on your watch or a note somewhere, like, hey, I better hydrate every 20 minutes. I better eat every 30 minutes, whatever it may be. How do you get through that mentally of, I'm in my aero bars the whole time. Is my back seizing up? I mean, I got to be prepared for this.
So for me in this particular race, I ate something every 20 minutes. So it was about every 5 or 6 miles or so, depending on that pace, that speed at that time. And I would stand. And so I made sure I had plenty of times where when I would eat, then I would stand just to stretch out the legs, the glutes, the back. And then along that section that we were in headwind going uphill, as much as I didn't want to stand because then it was more resistance with that wind, it's easier to stand when you're climbing. And then I really just enjoyed a nice aero descent with a tailwind. And so, yeah, you do want to get used to that. And it's something that you adjust to in training. You practice saying, okay, every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is for you, that you're going to be able to, stand up for a couple pedal strokes and stretch your shoulders, back, and legs. It's so helpful. It's so beneficial.